You heard it here first.
I'll edit it, so no worries. Just use what is relevant. I think that the most interesting part was when you talked about the relevancy of being so personal. So the question is about why did you choose this kind of approach instead of a more traditional direct marketing approach, which could have been much cheaper and probably sales-wise achieved similar results, like email campaign or other direct?
I think where mobile and social is so much more effective in two ways. One, it represents what Starbucks is as a brand. So as a social brand, you accept them to be more about communities and more think about you as an individual, so much more personal. And I think by being more personal, more relevant, you are much more likely as a consumer to think it's about you and therefore be more likely to respond to it. So a national press campaign reaches many, many people, but in actual fact it could be for anybody. A personal, geo-specific phone message which knows where you are and makes you a very specific offer within a certain distance of a store is totally relevant to you, totally personal and totally of the moment, and therefore much likely that you're going to respond to it. So in theory, on the face of it, it could look like these could be more expensive ways of delivering a tactical response approach, but in actual fact, because it's so much more effective, you can get as good responses and therefore a much more cost efficient way of doing it, rather than going for a big audience, go for a smaller audience in a more specific way, and you'll get better results and therefore better cost per returns.
How important was the brand here? You mentioned that the Starbucks has so many connections to innovation, and the Starbucks fans actually expect that they are approached in an innovative way. How important is the nature or the personality of the brand if you start thinking of what kind of campaigns you do?
The way a brand behaves is as much important these days as what you say and where you say it. So I think for Starbucks particularly, we have always been seen as the leaders in the market. There's a lot of competitors doing very similar things. It's really important for us that not only are we being innovative, but we're being innovative in a way that reflects the lives of our consumers. They are active, they are mobile, they are interested in being part of a Starbucks social community. So it would seem logical that we should reflect the way that the consumers behave, the way that the brand is in our tactical work. And I think what I feel really excited about this is by being much more closely connected to the way the brand works, you can see the results in terms of sales. So it's not just a quite nice thing to do, which is a soft brand behaviour. By being so much more relevant to consumers, it actually delivers better results.
The last question, Starbucks now you said have about 400,000 fans. What's the future? How it's possible to keep those fans entertained, engaged, and how to monetize the fan base?
The key thing when you've got a large group of people is you need to give them something that continues to unite them as a group. So we all know that they like talking about coffee, they like talking about what you talk about on Facebook, but in actual fact, those brands which work really strongly are those that unite their group together, have a common purpose, have a goal that they can do together. And I think the brand that Starbucks has, particularly its altruistic heritage and a lot of the work it does, is something that we can probably use to unite the Starbucks fans together and give them a common purpose, galvanise them and get more out of them so they feel more engaged in the community, and as a result they're going to attract more people in.